Good evening, welcome. Angelica, would you please note that everyone is in attendance? Ms. Robles, Mr. Axler, Ms. Solis, myself, Judge Haggerty, and Dr. Graham. Judge Lujan, would you mind leading us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and for the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 1.4, approval of minutes, December 13th, 2016, March 29th, 2017, May 17th, 2017.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mrs. Robles?
Aye.
Mr. Uxer?
Aye.
Ms. Solis? Mr. Haggerty?
Aye.
Ms. Soria Nájera?
No,
Oh, not yet, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Dr. Graham?
Aye.
Mr. Fierro?
Aye. Angelica, we're going to move item 1.9.1 next, as soon as Judge Lujan is ready. I can go there. Do you go there? I don't remember. We're all very excited this evening. Our newest board member, Ms. Nájera, is going to be sworn in. She brought Judge Lujan. I'm not sure, does that make for a quorum of JPs in the room?
No,
Okay. I want to make sure no one gets in trouble.
good to go.
But we're very excited to have you on board. We look forward, all of us look forward to working with you. Judge, whenever you're ready.
And Mayor, you're going to stand here so that all the pictures will be focused on you.
Who's got the propaganda?
You're going to use the microphone. Yes, sir. All right. Well, good afternoon, and it's nice to be back here. I was invited to swear in Carmen.
Excuse me, I need to introduce the item first?
Where you at?
Sorry, Judge.
That's all right.
Item 1.9, Board of Trustees business. Item 1.9.1, the Board of Trustees will conduct the official swearing in and administering of the oath of office to the newly elected member of the Board of Trustees in District 7.
Do you have the paperwork? I'm sorry? No. You all provided because they're different, in different areas. Those is your name and address.
Just because you didn't want me here. Just because you didn't want me here.
Oh, please. Dr. Graham, that pains me.
The first time, the second time it was Judge Pettis.
It was who?
Judge Pettis.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, it's still your official. No, we're no big hurry. With your permission, then I'm gonna stand there, so we can hear her voice, because they don't have to hear mine, and we'll face it till they get this. You okay? Well, thank you, Art, thank you. To get all the recognition. It's you. All right, now that it's an item agenda, I'd like to thank Bonnie for inviting me to, it's an honor and a privilege to swear her in. I remember years back that I had the opportunity to come in and swear Carmen, who is a very dear friend, and worked so hardly for our kids in Fabens while I was on the board in Fabens. And I've always said she's one of the smartest persons that I've ever met, and your heart has been with our kids. And I work with Mr. Haggerty, and I get to sit next to him, and that's a big challenge. A lot of
Bonnie's gonna
patience,
find that out.
and it's a challenge. And Art, I've known for a long time, and Mr. Serrano, pues, I've met you when you first were introduced to us and everything, so, Ms. Robles, okay? So it's like a family. And I thank you for the honor and the privilege, so you're gonna stand right here, and I'm gonna stand right there.
You haven't been around long.
I want you to raise your right
An
hand.
honor.
Repeat after me. I, your name,
I, Bonnie Soria Nájera,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of El Paso Community College
of El Paso Community College,
District Board of Trustees,
Board of Trustees,
District number 7
District Number 7
of the state of Texas,
of the state of
and
Texas,
will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve,
preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend the Constitution
and defend the
and
Constitution
the laws of the United States
and the laws of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Before heading on up there, I'd like to thank everybody who helped me get onto the board. I'm really excited and looking forward to working alongside the board, Dr. Serrata, and all of you, and working for the El Paso Community College. I'm really looking forward to this and excited, and we'll see how this goes.
Ms. Nakara, if you wanted the opportunity to take some pictures with your family at the podium before you come up, please.
You Come over and
But
see
yes, and
her.
Judge, where'd Judge Lujan go? Judge, you don't want to be in the pictures?
And you have to sign some documents, Judge Lujan, so you can't
Yes.
leave.
Go
So,
on.
first make your release.
Judge, come on over and get in the pictures.
I used to be the youngest board member, now I'm not.
They look nothing like you.
You get to put up with that judge.
Behave.
As always. I'll save you from Mr. Fierro.
Item 1.6, open forum. Sandra, anybody signed up? No? Anybody in the audience here to speak under open forum? Once, twice, 3 times, okay. Item 1.7.
Item 1.7, presentations by individuals, groups, and organizations. Item 1.7.1, Dr. William Serrata, College President, will recognize individuals who have retired from the college district.
Chair Fierro, members of the board, these are always bittersweet moments to recognize individuals who have dedicated their careers to El Paso Community College and are now deciding to embark on the next chapter of their respective lives. I'm going to ask Ms. Rafaela Franco to join me, please. Ms. Rafaela Franco joined El Paso Community College in 1994 as a part-time staff and later was hired full-time as the administrative associate for the Curriculum and Instructional Development Office. She received her Associate of Applied Sciences degree in Office Administration from El Paso Community College. Ms. Franco has enjoyed assisting the staff and faculty in the curriculum department with all their needs. In addition to keeping the office organized, she facilitated with the curriculum development, the DACOM scheduling and planning, CLEO inquiries, and was responsible for the faculty syllabi being uploaded to the curriculum instructional development EPCC website, as well as updating the textbook list. She is originally from Durango, Mexico, and has made El Paso her home for 49 years. She is the mother of 3 sons and is happily married to Doroteo Franco, a former EPCC employee as well. On her time off, she enjoys looking after her grandchildren, crocheting, cooking, and is very active in her church with mentoring the youth and using her culinary skills to help raise funds for her church. Thank you for your service and congratulations, Ms. Franco.
Congratulations, and thank you for your service.
Mr. Javier Sanchez. Mr. Sanchez, will you please join me? Too young, Mr. Sanchez. Mr. Javier Sanchez has decided to retire after 29 years of working at El Paso Community College. Mr. Sanchez is a native of El Paso, but spent his first 15 years living in Juarez. His schooling in both cities provided him the bilingual talent he used during his journalism, marketing, and teaching career at El Paso Community College. He began his journalism career as a reporter for KTSM-TV. His first assignment was interviewing EPCC President Dr. Robert Shepak at the newly built Trans Mountain campus in 1978. After working at various radio stations and newspapers in Juarez, he was hired by EPCC in 1989. He decided to add a master's degree in education to complement his bachelor's degree in journalism. He considered applying for a job at EPCC at one of the wisest decisions of his life. He will continue teaching a couple of classes at EPCC, thank you, to continue encouraging students that education is the best way to get ahead in life. He plans on spending more time with his wife, his 2 children, and 7 grandchildren. Among his 7 grandchildren are double twins, Justin and Josephine, his sons, and Noah and Isaiah, his daughters. He will also stay busy working on his 2 old Chevy Novas and an old house purchased a few months ago. Congratulations, and thank you for your 29 years of service.
Thank you, Mr. Sanchez. We appreciate your work. All right.
Ya sabe que sí, para que disfrute con sus nietos.
And finally, will Ms. Hazel Silva please join me? On Ms. Silva's bio, she says she's retiring from El Paso Community College after 39 and a half years. Ms. Silva, we round up. So after 40 years with the college, Ms. Silva has met many great people throughout the years, and some of whom she considers part of her extended family. Ms. Silva received her Associate of Applied Science degree in Management from El Paso Community College in 1994 and completed her Bachelor's in Business Administration, Management, and Human Resources from Park University in 2001. Amongst her many accomplishments at EPCC, Ms. Silva graduated from the Leadership Academy at EPCC in December of 2007. She started working at EPCC in November 1977 as a PBX, I remember PBX, operator, and then from January of 1978 until 1982, she worked as a registration clerk in the Continuing Education Department. From 1983 to 1989, Ms. Silva worked in the Human Resources Department, and in 1990 was hired in the Admissions and Registrar's Office as a processing specialist, then transitioned to Assistant Registrar for Records. Congratulations and thank you for your 40 years of service to El Paso Community College. The board will come to congratulate you. Thank you so much.
No, I did not. How you hide behind? I'm sorry, yes.
Item 1.7.2, Ms. Jan Lockhart, Director, Center for Students with Disabilities, and Mr. Rick Rasso, Program Manager for Project Hire, will provide a presentation to the Board of Trustees on Project Hire.
Welcome, Ms. Lockhart.
Thank you very much. I'm glad that we were able to be here today to give a short presentation about how much great progress we have made with Project Hire. I'm going to leave it with Rick's hands to continue explanation.
Thank you, Jen. Good afternoon, Board of Trustees of El Paso Community College, Dr. Serrata, and all the administrators here. It's hard to believe, 2 years ago, we were here asking for your support. And 2 years later, we're here to bring you some good news. For those of you that may not be familiar, Project Hire is an innovative program that provides support to students with intellectual and developmental disabilities, such as students with autism. And our goal is for them to earn a level 1 certificate and then to be able to provide them support to be able to get a job in their area of study. The way we accomplish this is by providing each student an educational coach, a coach that works with them in and out of the class. They not only work with them on organization, planning, management, study skills, but they also work with them on advocacy skills and decision-making, problem-solving, and really promoting the independence within each student. We have been participating in various different certificate programs, including advertising and graphics, business office management, child development, hospitality, machinist technology, travel and tourism, and hospitality. Our first semester, we started off with 6 students, and thanks to your support, I can tell you that from there, we just took off. We started off with 21 semester hours, and our students exceeded all expectations. Their overall GPA for their first semester was 3.5. But not only looking at grades and credit, they increased their independence, they increased their self-confidence, and they increased not only their participation at community college, but also in the community. Their second semester, they earned 27 semester hours, and their overall GPA was 3.775.
Wow.
And that particular semester, we began recruiting for the following year. In the summer of 2016, 2 of our students took classes because they wanted to continue their studies, and their overall GPA for them was 3.75. But in addition to that, one of our students participated in one of the community college programs called Transitioning Adults to Career, where he got additional support to help him to be successful. That summer, we also started our work experience program, where 4 of our students actually began their work experience in the area of study that they were attending at community college. Together with Texas Workforce Solutions, Vocational Rehabilitation Services, we had 4 students working. One of our students actually worked at the Student Campus Life Development Office at Valle Verde. We had 1 student that worked in the Instructional Skills Program or Center at Valle Verde as well, and he will return again this summer. We had 1 student work at Goodwill Industries, and we had 1 student at Beaumont Hospital who has already been invited to return this summer to continue his work there as well. So our summer work experience program started. 2016, we started with 13 students. They participated in 45 semester hours, and again, they exceeded all expectations, earning a 3.5 overall GPA. 2017, those same 13 students increased their hours to 51 total hours, and again, their GPA was just above standards, 3.5. And there you'll see a picture of Jasper, who will talk to you in a minute about his experience with Project Hire. He is scheduled to take 1 more class this summer, and he will be our first graduate of our program. At this time, I'd like to invite Jasper, who would like to share a few words with you. Jasper Alvarado.
Good afternoon. My name is Jasper Alvarado. I am a student in the Project Hire program at EPCC. I will be completing my certificate in the CNC program this summer. When I graduated from Irvin High School, my dream was to go to college. Unfortunately, I was not prepared. Project Hire provided me an educational coach that taught me the skills to be successful in college. I learned to organize, time management, and plan and study skills. My reading and writing and math also improved. More importantly, I learned to advocate and become self-determined. I learned to problem solve and set goals for my future. When I graduate in December, I will have completed one of my goals. My next goal is to get a job where I can use the skills and knowledge I have learned at EPCC. I also want to become more independent and learn how to drive. My new goal is to continue going to school to study my basics and earn my associate's degree. All of this would not have been possible without the support and encouragement of Project Hire. I would like to thank the staff members of Project Hire and Centers for Students with Disability, my instructors, and my TWC counselor, my parents for the support. I also want to thank the board members and President Serrata and the administrative staff for your support. Project Hire makes a difference in the lives with students with disability.
Jasper, we want to thank you, and thank you for being here this evening to share your story, and congratulations.
I asked Jasper to tell you what this hammer means to him.
This hammer means the success that I have accomplished over the semesters. And as I said, I'm very thankful for Project Hire because it wouldn't have been successful without Project Hire.
So very quickly, in the 2 years that you have given us your support, we have earned over 156 credit hours with an overall GPA of 3.5 every semester. Project Hire was recognized by several organizations, including Texas Workforce Solutions, for the job that we were doing in our outstanding business practices. We were also recognized by the Community Programs Honoree at the 4th Annual Symposium at the University of Texas at El Paso. In addition, the last couple of years, we have received a small grant from the Texas Council for Developmental Disabilities to begin to develop the educational coach model, not only within our program, but begin to expand it to the Center for Students with Disabilities as well. 2 of our students also earned scholarships throughout the last year, and I want you to know that we are only 5 of existing post-secondary programs in the state of Texas. However, we're the only one where our students are taking the regular certificate program without any modifications whatsoever. For this coming year, we've already recruited 7 new students. We're going to begin the year with 21, minus Jasper, who will be graduating at the end of this semester. We have the support of the University of Texas at El Paso, Workforce Solutions. What can we say? But we want to thank you all for your support. If you'll turn around, you'll see a picture of us with our Senator Rodriguez. I want you to know that these students are also ambassadors for not only community college, but for Project Hire. In April, we got to go visit him and tell him about all the great things that were happening here at community college. So I want you to know that they're ambassadors for the community college as well. That's all we can say, but we want to thank you, and in particular, we want to thank Dr. Graham for her support, for her encouragement, and for helping us throughout the process. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you, Mr. Rasso. And Dr. Graham, thank you very much, because it was you 2 years ago that brought this to the board and championed it, and thank you very much for all your hard work.
I think thanks to both of you, because you've done a phenomenal job, way beyond my expectations and everyone's expectations here, I'm sure. Do we have, can we ask a question? What is the vision going forward, Rick and Ms. Lockhart? What do we see for the future with this?
You know, right before the board meeting, Dr. Smith was telling me about an encounter he had with a parent out in the community where they started talking about his daughter who had autism, and Dr. Smith told him, well, you know, we have a program at community college. And he said, I know. He said, and I know the person that is working. Our vision is that this program will continue to grow, not only for the students that we're serving now, which are students that historically, traditionally have never gone to college, but we have a whole other group of students that have even more needs. And our goal is to continue to grow and to learn and to institutionalize this support system at the Center for Students with Disabilities. So with your support, I know we're going to be able to do it. So I always like to say the sky's the limit. I think we can do great things. And being here for 2 years, I know that community college is a great place because I've seen it firsthand. So thank you again, Jan.
My vision is to see that we can hire a full-time director for the position so they can have the direction and the support that it needs on a day-to-day basis. So I've made the presentation. I hope that you all will consider it. We are going to grow. Thank you.
Well, it's what's best for our students, so thank you both for the work you do and your team.
Thank you.
Angelica, before you read the item 1.7.3, I'd like to welcome Representative Quintanilla, who just walked in. Welcome, Representative.
Item 1.7.3, optional presentations will be made by the presidents of the Classified Staff Association, the Professional Staff Association, the Faculty Association, and the Student Government Association.
Welcome, Dr. Ramirez.
Thank you. If nothing else, the faculty is indeed persistent about this. Dr. Serrata and esteemed members of the board, as you know, the spring semester came to a close a few weeks ago, and the faculty are enjoying a well-deserved rest. While some have been cleaning out their offices, organizing files, and wrapping up the semester, others are already preparing for the summer session, many having been rejuvenated by attending the faculty retreat in Tucson last week. We would like to recognize the fact that the administration and the board have unfailingly supported the activities of the Faculty Development Office, activities which have nurtured and rejuvenated our minds, our bodies, and our souls. Although the cost of the majority of these activities is indeed borne by the faculty itself, we are grateful for the opportunities to have participated. Under the thoughtful direction of Joel Villademoros and the amazing organizational management of Ana Resendez, the wellness weekends, the wellness dinners, the retreats, Spanish immersion, the college recognition dinner, and so many other activities which have taken place in widespread and varied locations have provided faculty with rest and relief from academic duties. Speaking of relief, the faculty at Valle Verde, and especially the female faculty, are celebrating the much anticipated conclusion of the remodeling of one half of the restrooms on that side of the A building where most of the classes are held. For nearly a year, but seeming more like 10, we taught our classes to the far from melodious tune of jackhammers, drills, saws, and other tools. Aside from a few glitches, the result is truly lovely. The physically handicapped are also pleased to find 2 ADA stalls. However, we do need to request that the handicapped logos be placed on those doors to let others know that they are neither dressing nor reading rooms. The addition of a family restroom is much needed and might also address the gender issues. Now that this particular project is halfway finished, we must point out once again that the restrooms on the Rio Grande campus are also in dire need of attention, particularly in the original building. We have spoken several times to Dr. Serrata and Mr. Smith regarding the title of Professor Emeritus for our retired faculty, and now we are publicly presenting the request for the adoption of this title to the board. Entailing very, very little cost, the only expense being the ink to print the title after their names. Since parking decals are already available to the retirees, we would ask for the following: continued library privileges, continued college email access so that retirees might maintain contact with colleagues, ability to use services of the ISC while personally paying for those services, just as other employees do, and permission to sit in the part-time instructor's office when occasionally called to the campus. We feel that this is a reasonable request, which could cost the college nothing, but would earn much goodwill. As you continue to review next year's budget, along with salary increases, please consider that last year's cost of living increased by 3%, and the same is predicted for this and indeed the coming year. Each year we have obviously been falling further and further behind. For some, the increase doesn't sound like much. However, we must consider the fact that most of our employees are an aging workforce. We can always cut down on entertainment and expensive food choices containing protein, but we cannot avoid the outrageously expensive health care, including oppressive drug prices, which are already increased by 10% in the first half of this year alone. Many drugs are commonly used by the people of a certain age, and they are not generic equivalents, forcing those who are dependent upon them to make a choice between medical needs and other needs. Many faculty have found it necessary to teach the maximum allowed overloads, while others have been forced to take part-time jobs elsewhere. It's a sad commentary about which a colleague and I were recently discussing. It seems that both of us have been equally devastated to learn that our options are also diminishing, especially upon learning that Walmart is no longer employing the elderly greeters. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Dr. Ramirez. Good evening. Welcome.
Good evening, esteemed members of the board, President Serrata and Chair Fierro. It's my pleasure to be here this evening, as it is my last board meeting. I wanted to thank you all for all of the help that you've given me throughout my year as president. And we have a presentation ready for you guys to view, so you can see a year in the life of SGA. So our first order of business that we conducted throughout this year was a Veterans Resource Center. And you can see there's several articles from different sources where 2 of our students who were in SGA were veterans and were able to open the Veterans Resource Center. And we're very excited to be able to support such a great endeavor as the Veterans Resource Center. We also had the book loan, and we distributed over $9,011 in book loans, and that's been able to help a lot of students acquire their books before their financial aid kicks in, or if they don't qualify for financial aid, they were still able to access their books so that they can start their academic year on the right path. We also had a Leader B1 conference, and those are some pretty awesome pictures. As you can see in the very first picture, that was like a community build leadership activity, and that helped us learn and expand and grow, and to be able to distinguish different societies and different things that are roadblocks in our life, and that's helped us develop our leadership skills. We also participated in Community College Day. We went to Austin and we met with our local legislators. And the very first one we met with was Representative Mary Gonzalez, and we actually had to meet with her at the airport because our flight was delayed forever and ever. But they were gracious enough to hear us out and to listen to our concerns, and we're very thankful that they gave us the opportunity to speak on behalf of the students of community college. We also had our Trans Mountain Student Union opening. As you can see, there is 2 pictures of the presidents that are, their names will be forever in the student union, and we're very thankful for that. We had Tejano Jack's birthday as well, and we're thankful for everyone who was able to attend, and we're very excited to expand in the future. We're also proud to support the intramural sports program. They have various different programs, and they've gone on different trips, and we're very grateful to be able to support such a program because not a lot of students know that we had the intramural sports program, so now we're advocating a lot more to make it more public that we have the programs. We had our Region 1 conference, and Region 1 is 10 different colleges, and they were able to come here, and we were able to host them at our Leader B1 conference. And we also went up to Odessa for a region meeting, and we were able to run for different offices, and we actually got an office as president for Region 1. This is our TJC SGA conference that we go to, our yearly conference. We were awarded 4 different awards, and our vice president was also the secretary of the state board, and we're very proud of all of the work and accomplishments that she had during her time as the secretary of the board. And these are just a few of the committees that we've served on. We've served on the Gun-Free Zone Committee, the RFP Committee, the Smoking Policy Committee, Tuition and Fees Committee, Diversity Committee, Scholarship Committee, and the Great Appeals Committee. And we look forward to continuing to work on more committees in the future. And through our club support, we've, through the Student Organizational Council, SGA has supported various clubs with more than $19,000 for the 2016-17 school year.
Students were broken up into groups to work on a project, and one group came up with this food pantry idea.
We've contacted the organizations and the clubs throughout the college, and they've been donating. We've spoken to professors that offer extra credit for donations, so their students as well have donated. So that's a lot of our donations have come through that, as well as we've allocated funds for the pantry from the student government to purchase food ourselves.
Students in need of food can fill out an application, and the food will then be distributed every third Monday of the month.
Last year in spring, this project came about in the leadership class, and throughout the year, as my tenure as president, we worked very hard to make sure that it opened before my tenure was over. And so we're very excited to see how it's going to grow, and we've had a lot of incoming students for the pantry to get their food, and it's been working very, very well. We also had the opportunity to go to City Hall for the mayor's Proclamation National Community College Month, and we're very thankful for the opportunity to be there and represent the students of El Paso Community College. We also had our annual SGA banquet, which was masquerade theme. We had a tremendous amount of students show up. A lot of the clubs were there. They were recognized for all of their hard work and dedication that they've given throughout the year. We had an amazing dinner. We recognized the outgoing SGA officers, and we also recognized the incoming officers. And we also were able to award scholarships for students so that they can continue their education. We also have been working with the dean from the Mission campus, and we'll be opening a Mission del Paso Student Union soon. So we're looking forward to that. And last but not least, we had our graduation dance after we participated in the commencement ceremony. We had our annual graduation dance at the zoo, and it was absolutely amazing. A lot of the students enjoyed it. It was right near where the zebras exhibit was, and there was a great turnout and a lot of great food. And here is your new SGA president, Ms. Andrea Porras Portillo.
Welcome. You know, Ms. Turner, before you leave and turn it over to Ms. Portillo, I want to thank you very much. Wish you good luck at NMSU, and let Ms. Portillo know that you're going to leave some big shoes to fill. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And we have one more slide.
Oh, okay. Then I take it back.
No, don't take it back. That is just our thank you. And you guys have a great and wonderful summer. And I request permission at this time from the board to come up and shake your hands as I exit my tenure as president.
Definitely.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Great job. Good luck.
You did a great job.
I'll fix my chair. See, you had me down the hole.
Thank you again.
Quick statement. Thank you all so much for your attention. I'm really looking forward to working with you all. And I just wanted to say thank you so much, Crystal, for all the work that you've done for not only the students at EPCC, but the work you've done with the Senate as well, and everything that you do for the college. It's certainly big shoes to fill, and I'm really looking forward to, I hope to amount to your expectations. All right. That's all.
Thank you. Ms. Portillo, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
For the next meeting, is it possible for you to give us a recap on the food pantry as to how it's being replenished? Is as much coming in, it's going out?
I can do it now. We actually, after we opened the food pantry, we got a lot of donations. Like all 3 of the bins that we had allocated for the food in Campus Life office were filled. And so we even had to get the help from our student ambassadors to date the food and stock the food and take inventory and all that. So we got a lot of food after the grand opening. And so far we have done 7 requests. So they haven't been a lot of requests, but they've been coming, and so we're expecting a lot more to come soon. And yeah, the new SGA will definitely be working on new boxes and hopefully advertising a lot more so that students know that they can apply for food and not just turn it in.
Great. Ms. Solis had a question for you
I
also.
think you answered. I was just wondering how one would request services or food from the food bank. It sounds like you said the SGA advertises for applications or for the need. How do you do that?
So we actually the food pantry applications is actually online.
Okay.
So they can go to the Student Government Association page and it'll be at the very bottom, food pantry request, or they can also go any day to the Student Government Office or the Student Leadership and Campus Life's office. But yeah, right now, at first we started advertising the need for food, and I think now we have to move forward to advertise, dispersing the food. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Item 1.8, communications, none. Item 1.9, Board of Trustees business. Item 1.9.2, the Board of Trustees will deliberate on the County of El Paso's potential lawsuit regarding SB 4.
Board members, I'd like to make a motion that we delay this to the next board meeting and direct Dr. Serrata, along with our legal counsel, to review the 29-page lawsuit and come back with some recommendations.
Second.
Sorry. Let's go all in favor.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Solis.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty. Ms. Soria Nahara. Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Fierro. Item 1.10, Board Reports. Item 1.10.1, Treasurer's Report, April 30th, 2017. No action is necessary. Item 1.10.2, President's Report. Item 1.10.2.1, Dr. Serrata will update the Board of Trustees and audience on recent events that have transpired at the college.
Chair Fierro, members of the board, always a pleasure to update you. First and foremost, on behalf of the faculty and staff, we welcome Ms. Bani Nahira to the board. We look forward to working with you. Welcome, Ms. Nahira, and thank you for your willingness to serve. The Spring Arts Festival celebrated its 40th anniversary on March 24th, 2017, with a series of events, including an open house at the Valle Verde campus. This event featured presentations and displays from disciplines and programs from across the district. Thank you to Donna Munoz, our English faculty member, for sponsoring the EPCC Generations Club, Carolyn Wolf-Gurley, an English faculty and arts festival coordinator, as well as Dean Blaine Primovich for his leadership and support. Faculties and students in the paramedic program participated and assisted in the first aid tent at the annual Baton Memorial Death March and the Spaceport America event. Faculty and students in the respiratory program, along with Dr. Paula Mitchell, also participated in the event and assisted at the first aid tent. The Memorial Death March commemorates World War II heroes who were captured and forced to march to prisoner of war camps by Japanese forces in April 1942. We thank the faculty and staff who gave of their time to support this community effort. Special thanks to Mr. Sotero Ramirez, an EMS faculty, for coordinating EPCC participation at both events, and Mr. Frederick Torres, respiratory program coordinator, as well as Dean Paula Mitchell for their work and support. Our students continue to excel. All 10 students in the 2017 graduating class of the Surgical Technology program passed the Surgical Technologist Certification Examination with a 100% score. This would not be possible without the great work from our faculty. Thank you to Ms. Cynthia Rivera, our Surgical Technology Program Coordinator, faculty member Margaret Rodriguez, and Dr. Paula Mitchell for ensuring our student success. Congratulations and best wishes to all the graduates. The chair and I met with the new CEO for Del Sol Medical Center, who said he would hire all 10 if they would all be willing to work for Del Sol. The Teachership Academy held its graduation ceremony for the 9th Phase 1 cohort on May 15th at the Doubletree Hotel. This cohort consisted of 22 faculty members with 13 full-time and 9 part-time faculty participating. The Teachership Academy will be celebrating its 10th anniversary in 2017-18 and will kick off the Teachership Academy Journal of Action Research in the fall of 2017. Congratulations to Dr. Tena and her committee, who do a tremendous job with the Teachership Academy. And finally, what we all work for all year long is commencement. And commencement was held on May 12th, 2017 at the Don Haskins Center, where over 1,800 graduates were awarded degrees and certificates. We extend our sincere appreciation to Ms. Mary Kipp, El Paso Electric Company Chief Executive Officer, for serving as the commencement keynote speaker. We congratulate the class of 2017, and I know that Mr. Ebert and his team have a video for the Board of Trustees, and that will conclude my report, Chair, once the video is done.
Thank you, Dr. Serrata.
As marked by the degree being conferred on you today, that is the true underlying foundation for your success. Your knowledge, passion for learning, and the will to work hard are things no one can ever take away from you.
Item 1.11, consent docket.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Solis.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Ms. Soria Nahara.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 2.0, administration, none. Item 3.1, full-time institutionally funded actions.
Move to approve.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Mr. Uxer.
Mr. Haggerty, Judge Haggerty, second.
Ms. Solis.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Ms. Soria Nahara.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 3.3, information items, no action is required. Item 4.1, consideration and deliberation on the approval to renew the Microsoft Campus Agreement with SHI Government Solutions Incorporated for Microsoft academic licensing in the amount not to exceed $177,170.
Move to approve 4.1 and 4.2.
Second.
Item 4.2, consideration and deliberation on the approval of an extension of the current contracts for concession food services through December 31st, 2017.
Any questions?
Yes.
Mr. Uxer?
4.1, we're going to do the Microsoft Campus Agreement. Okay, this includes all the updates and the patches and everything else, and sort of adjunct to that, we're hearing a lot about the programs that go out and hold various things hostage. Okay, have we been affected by that at all? Are we up to date? And now, is my understanding that really affected only the XP program issue of how do we stand on that?
That is correct, Mr. Uxer. This will include all the updates. It includes the support, and thank God we were not affected. So, but again, it requires a lot of updates to our software. And I want to mention also, and it's in our abstract, that this also includes the work-at-home programs for both our students and our faculty and staff, that they get discounted prices.
Sure. Any other questions? We're ready, Pam.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Solis.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Ms. Soria Nahara. Dr. Graham. Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 5.1, consideration and deliberation on the affirmation of emergency repairs made by Weiler Industrial Works Incorporated to the secondary natural gas lines providing service to the Trans Mountain campus in the amount of $62,107.
Move to approve.
Second.
Questions? Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Solis.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Ms. Soria Nahara. Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 6.1, consideration and deliberation on the approval to purchase advanced fire training props from Bull X for use in the fire technology program in the amount not to exceed $58,216.
Move to approve
to
6.1
approve.
and 6.2.
Second.
Anybody here to tell us what kind of props we're getting for $58,000?
Before we get to that, Pam, would you mind reading 6.2, please?
Yes, sir. Item 6.2, consideration and deliberation on the acceptance of an additional grant award from the Texas Workforce Commission for fiscal year 16-17 in the amount of $14,258.
Welcome.
Good evening. The fire props for the Fire Technology Academy consist of the Bullocks vehicle prop, the pressurized vessel prop, the Bullocks dumpster prop, and this includes the installation and setup for training for those additional props. And what they do is they're in conjunction with the existing props that we have, or what's called the advanced handline prop that we have currently with the discipline.
Over and over and over? Do they get burned up? Do they?
No, they
How
don't
does
get
it work?
burned up. As a matter of fact, they're reusable. They're similar to other training academies and the props that they use that we use this in conjunction with the Texas Commission on Fire Protection Standards. And so these are advantageous for the students to practice on an ongoing basis with these props. They don't burn up completely. The longevity on them is probably right about 10 years.
So have we ever had these types of props before? Or have we had them, are these 10-year-old props, or are we replacing, or is this new purchasing?
Yes, ma'am. These particular props are
Five
brand
questions.
new.
Okay.
What we have existing today is we have limited use of the fire props with the El Paso Fire Department
Okay.
Training Academy.
So they'll be the colleges, and then you're saying 10 years before we need to replace them, more or less. I'm not going to quote you
Well,
on that.
and that's constant use. I think they'll go a lot longer than that, but they're not going to burn up anytime soon.
1-year warranty, 5-year warranty, what kind of warranty do they have?
What type of warranties do they
Yeah.
have on that?
Do they cut-
Probably,
If they burn up the first time you use them, do you have a warranty?
yes, sir. As a
Stuff?
matter of fact, if there's any kind of manufactured problems or what have you, it is warranty within the first year or so with it.
1-year warranty.
Yes, sir.
There's nobody from that company here?
No, sir.
Okay. All right.
Good luck.
Any other questions? No? Okay, Pam, we're ready. Thank you, sir.
Mrs. Robles.
Thank you.
Aye.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Solis.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Ms. Soria Nahara.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 6.3, consideration and deliberation on the approval of the restated and amended Clint ISD Early College Academy interlocal agreement.
Move to approve?
Second.
Easy for her. Any questions? No? Pam, we're ready. Thank you.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Solis.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty.
Aye.
Ms. Soria Nahara. Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 7.1, consideration and deliberation on the acceptance of a grant award from the Kisco Foundation in the amount of $75,000.
Move to approve items 7.1 and 7.2, please.
Second.
Wait, sorry, I meant never mind. I meant 7.1, 7.3, and 7.4, sorry.
7.1, 7.3, and 7.4?
That might not be, we can wait.
Did you want to include 7.2 in there also?
No, not that one. The easy
Okay.
ones.
Item 7.3, consideration and deliberation on the approval of continuing education tuition rates for new courses. And item 7.4, consideration and deliberation on the approval of continuing education tuition rates for revised courses.
No questions? Okay, we're ready, Pam.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Solis.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty. Ms. Soria Nahara.
Aye.
Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item 7.2, consideration and deliberation on the adoption and approval of the Campus Concealed Carry Task Force Report and recommended gun-free zones.
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a question for the chief, please. Chief, Dr. Serrata, could we have a more detailed report, maybe at our next board meeting, on this and the committee and their recommendations, timelines?
Absolutely, Chair. Chief, at last meeting or 2 meetings ago, presented the overall findings from the committee. We went ahead and did a presentation. We adjusted some of the recommendations. For instance, one of the recommendations was private offices. We did not feel that the AG would approve private offices, faculty offices, individual faculty offices. We concurred with the recommendation. Those changes were made, and we're bringing it back to the board for approval. We will do a presentation, a full presentation. We'll ask Chief to do that along with the final recommendations, the timelines. It will go into effect August 1st of this year, so we can still bring it back in the June meeting or the July meeting, Chair.
And may I just ask, Chair, that the board get a copy of that revised report prior to the board meeting so that we can look at it?
Want us to do that?
Well, we
Do you wanna
can
table this?
approve it in this.
I-
It's the
Or
board's
did you want to,
decision.
oh, you, of this?
Yeah, of this.
Okay. Chief, could you get Pam a copy of this report? Oh, hold on. Would you feel more comfortable tabling it?
Yeah, tabling.
Is
that
that your motion? Okay.
Okay, my motion is to table until the board has had an opportunity to review the final revised report.
We had a motion and a second, right? So I make a motion to,
I second the motion to table. She made a motion to table.
Yes.
And I'm
but we had
seconding.
already made a motion to approve. So I'm going to make a motion to withdraw my motion. Judge Haggerty seconds. And then now we'll entertain Ms. Solis's and your motion. Okay. Any other questions?
I just have a question for the chief. Is that gonna set you back in any way on your plans? Are we okay, we wait till later, or is this something that we should be approving now?
Yeah. No, we will still be okay. I do like to say that the copy that you received last month is the revised copy.
Okay.
Right,
And,
so why,
I
that's
thought there
why
was more.
I'm confused as to why we're tabling it.
Well, I had heard, someone had just said that it was going to be revised based on, so no.
So we already
We have a
have.
copy of the revised.
Which was what you and your team, the committee, presented to us at last meeting or in April?
On the
In April,
26th.
on April the
April.
26th, I made another presentation regarding the plan, and then the next steps that we would need to follow
Bless you.
to implement the report. But the report is done, it's been revised. Now, I've gone as far as to order the actual signs that we need to put up.
Right.
We've identified all the areas, we made another count, I made another count, and we have identified all the gun-free zone areas that we're gonna have.
Okay, so then
So-
sorry, thank you, Chief. I misunderstood. I thought that the comments that Dr. Serrata had asked to be revised based on the Attorney General's position, that we didn't have that yet. If we've already had it, and I find the report, we can approve it. Yeah, I think we're okay. So I withdraw my motion to table it and withdraw Ms. Robles's and go back to the chair's motion.
So I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second,
Thanks, Dr. Graham.
Chief, I got a question on the gun-free zones. Are you gonna be able to make sure that there's officers in those areas? Because you're basically telling somebody with a gun, nobody here with a gun, I wanna come during the gun-free zone. Are you gonna make sure those areas are protected a little better off than with some of your officers?
As much as possible, yes, sir, we are going to make every effort to do that. However, let me tell you, we have identified 57 permanent areas, and we have 16 areas that are going to be temporary, depending on the event. As an example, the board meeting would be a temporary area. And as you can see, right now, we have
But you
enough.
got a guy with a gun over here, I'm
Yeah.
not too worried, so I'm not
Yeah.
worried about that. But
Um,
my biggest worry is that by putting the sign up saying, no guns here,
Right.
that's where they're gonna go.
And that's where they'll get arrested.
Yeah,
Chief,
If he has an officer.
you're right.
Well, we have them throughout, in all the schools, but we don't,
Hope they arrest everybody, Dr. Graham, but there's no officer.
you're just looking for business. I think the sign itself is a deterrent, because in the schools, we have them in all the schools, but we don't have an officer standing by the sign to make sure that they get
Sign is a deterrent?
yeah, so far.
well, we have a motion, a real motion and a real second. Pam, I think we're ready for the
To
question.
do what? Again, let's recall it, restate it.
The motion is
Approve.
to deliver, the item 7.2.
Mrs. Robles.
Aye.
Mr. Uxer.
Aye.
Ms. Solis.
Aye.
Mr. Haggerty. Ms. Soria Nahara. Dr. Graham.
Aye.
Mr. Fierro.
Aye.
Item
Executive.
8.0, Community Service. Item 1.3, the Board of Trustees will conduct an executive or closed session pursuant to Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code for one or more of the following reasons: consultation with its attorney to seek or receive legal advice, or consultation regarding pending or contemplated litigation, or for any purpose authorized by law. 2, discussion about the value or transfer of real property. 3, discussion about a prospective gift or donation. 4, consideration of specific personnel matters. 5, discussion about security, personnel or devices. Or 6, discussion of certain economic development matters. The board may also announce that it will go into executive session on any item listed on this agenda if the subject matter is permitted for a closed session by provisions of Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code. Any vote regarding these items shall be taken in open session. So it's what is it? 6:42. Okay. The time is 7:50, and the Board of Trustees have reconvened in regular session.
Next board meeting will be June the 6th.
Facilities and Finance.
For Facilities and Finance?
Facilities and Finance is on the 6th.
On the 6th at 4:30 p.m. And then our board meeting will be on June 28th. Motion to adjourn.
Second. No? All right.
Well, I think we already directed, Doc. Even if it's not an agenda item? If it's not an agenda item, it doesn't have to be on agenda. Okay.
Hold on
Okay.
a second.
That
Are
was-
you on still?
Okay. We directed Dr. Serrata to follow up with, in regards to an open meetings, open records training. Dr. Serrata, would you please follow up with that and report back to the board?
Yes, sir.
Is that correct? Is that good?
I think it's, we are directing present tense.
You have to vote.
Well, it wasn't authorizing, he was gonna come back with a recommendation on, because he's directing two people, yeah. Then we can put it on as agenda item. Okay, all right, motion to adjourn?